Hey, it's your girl Angela,
It's your guy Mike D.
and we are the Uncomfortable Truths podcast, presented by NSN, live from Brown Sugar Water Studios.
We created this podcast to have unfiltered, unapologetic, and authentic conversations through the lens of a Black millennial couple.
We'll be sharing stories about everyday life while also providing insights. So kick back, grab your drink, and let's get into the uncomfortable truth.
Hello, everybody. We are back. Hopefully, you didn't miss us too much last week. We had a lot going on, so we could not record last week. We took it off. We needed a break, a much needed break. We've been putting a lot of content on IG, YouTube, reviewing TV shows. And with the move that we just had, it would have been a stretch. And I don't think we would have been able to give the good content like we normally would like to give to everyone. So we decided to take the week off. Do you agree with that?
Rest is revolutionary.
Okay. Look
And
at you.
rest
You're
is
always coming in
liberation.
with something something profound.
Inspired by the Nap Ministry, created by a Black woman.
Oh, hey, hashtag
Thank
shout out to
you.
Black women. Protect
I'm
Black
just
women.
spreading the message. I've been taking my naps every day.
Every day. Like clockwork, you like a little baby now.
I know, I'm just taking my nap.
Okay, so yep. But we are back there for another episode of The Comfortable Truths. And we have another great one for you. But as always, before we get into it, we got some formalities that we need to go through. I do need to check in with my baby. I just got off work and we're coming to give you the good content. So I haven't talked to her much. So let me go ahead and talk to her right now. So, Angela, how's your day going?
It is going. Today's been kind of slow. I just unpacked the last box. There is a lot of stuff in the garage that we kind of just haven't went through yet, but that's fine. But everything in the house is unpacked. So I'm really happy about that progress, which is why I was able to take a nap and I woke up with lots of energy.
Yes, you okay? So your energy is good then.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I feel like I can do like dishes later.
Okay. All right. Okay, little foreshadowing. I see what you're doing there, Arthur.
How are you doing?
I'm great. Had a good meeting today with my leader, my team leader. He has a special project he wants me to be involved in, so that's kind of dope. Just work in general is going well. I'm winding down, as you can tell. I'm not at my computer locked in like I was a couple of weeks ago, so that's good. Summertime coming, get some summer hours going, get outside. So my energy is great. The house is coming together, so I'm happy, really happy about that. I've been super busy. I've been utilizing my board that I have, so I'm happy about that.
What's the board, Mike?
Okay, so a little background. I'm not great with, say, list organization.
You're getting better.
I'm getting better, but to get better, I think you need tools. So I bought a white erase board. Is that racist? Should it be a black erase board?
It literally is a white erase board.
That's crazy. So
Which is called a dry erase board.
a dry erase board. So I hung that up, and now it's a calendar. I can go in there, June 1st through June 30th, and every day I have like my list of things that I already have planned out. I got referee camp on the 18th already on there, so what I have going on. I have a diaper party I'm going to on the 26th, and then it has a little portion where I can have just notes. I have a top 5 list where I'm keeping like top 5 things I need to do for the week, and whenever I get one thing crossed off, I can add something else. And it's been really good for me. I've been checking off things off my list, so I'm happy, and I think that's relieving some of my stress along with yours. So I think it's like we've been doing good, moving into this house. I think we're doing some good things.
Got the stage, this motherfucker.
Shout out to Sage. Hey, everywhere we go, we got a Sage. You never know who was in there before us.
Dousing myself in Florida water every day. That's like the only perfume I wear. Like, I've been having to wash myself in like peppermint soap. I'm just, gotta have my energies together.
All right, perfect. So with this now being a smaller house,
Jesus.
where is Lily? She can't be too far away.
She is never too far away. She's on the couch, which is like 3 feet away from me.
That's her. That is her area. We are in Brown Sugar Studios.
Brown sugar water.
Brown Sugar Water Studios.
See how I corrected you with love?
I appreciate that.
All right.
Always with love. Love first, at least. So, I'm drinking water. You drinking water. That's what we do now. That's just how it is, folks. Deal with it. But if y'all have anything, go ahead, your thing. But we're gonna get into this topic right now. And you might need a drink. You might need a little something to smoke, depending on where you lie on some of these things we're about to speak about.
Coffee to wake your ass up.
Well, no, we about to wake them up with some uncomfortable truths.
I'm just saying.
So it's been hot topic in the news, with celebrities. It's been hot topic, on YouTube. A lot of coaches, I can say, or whatever. No, people just been talking about certain things. I don't. I'm not saying any names, but a lot of things been going on about relationships, and we are in a relationship, a successful relationship, to this point, as I would like to call it, by our definition of success. Maybe not other people's definition of success.
It definitely is other people's definition of success. I'm just saying.
Okay, that's fine. If you okay, I'm okay with that. Toot toot.
Toot toot. Beep beep.
So what are we talking about today, then, baby?
Gender roles.
Dun dun dun.
In slow motion.
Ooh.
Gender roles.
All right, so might be controversial. Some people don't believe in them. Some people do.
Sounds like they have been traumatized. I'll get into that later.
But before we get into just gender roles, I guess in general, I'm curious about your opinion, in terms of our relationship. Like, how do gender roles work with us? Do we have gender roles? Would you consider what we have gender roles?
I would say that we have roles that are guided by gender, and then there are some tasks and duties that are like a hybrid in between.
Okay. Want to give a little background? Guys, very vague.
It is vague. Okay. So as you would expect a woman to be in the kitchen, I handle majority of the cooking, but it gets to be a hybrid role when the cooking is outside and it's barbecue. Because generally, Mike, you used to do that. And this is when we're going to start talking about how gender roles change in our relationship. But now, I like barbecue on the grill because I like it. I like cooking outside. I'm like, this is like really nice because I don't like this kitchen yet. And, so that's how it can be like somewhat traditional, somewhat hybrid. And, some days you'll do dishes and I'll do dishes if it's a lot of dishes. If not, mainly I'll do it. But then there are some things like how I mainly do the cooking. It's like, I can't tell you last time I pumped my gas. And that's a beautiful thing to say. Who wants to touch that gas thing? Okay.
Right, since we've been dating, pretty much I've been pumping your gas like the last 3 years.
Lord, I forgot how to do it.
Okay, along with I do the yard work, cutting the grass, trimming, doing the hedges and everything like that. When we had a dead squirrel, I was the one that went and got it and threw it out.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about it. All right. But you have mentioned how you want me to start doing some outside stuff, I guess, with the mulch and...
Well, just more so, not decor, landscaping. Making it look...
Like pull weeds up?
No, but...
Okay, praise the Lord.
If I'm outside cutting the grass, we have a flower bed now, and you said you wanted to do something with that. I think you should.
Okay, crickets. Add that to my to-do list. No, it's on my to-do list already.
That's already there. Okay, and you wash the towels.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Yeah, I do laundry.
Okay, so
you do your own laundry.
Yeah, I do my own laundry.
It's a hybrid, and then some things are definitely on the more traditional.
Okay, so that's how we do it. Obviously, some people are a lot more traditional. Like, men don't touch anything in the kitchen.
So like my granddaddy when my grandma was alive.
Yeah, exactly, and So we see, but I'm sure other people are a little bit more monitored than us. They're like, this is no cooking. So we see. However, work for y'all. Work for y'all.
They got dishwasher.
I'm crying. So okay, so how has the roast changed in our relationship? You kind of touched on the barbecuing. Has anything else really changed?
Yeah, so when we first started dating, we didn't live together. So anything in the kitchen, you majority did because I don't want to be up in your kitchen at first, being a new girlfriend and all, and I didn't know about the
I had a
cleanliness of the
roommate and stuff.
kitchen, and I didn't want to be touching, the roommate stuff. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Because the cleanliness is not up to par up in here, you know what I'm saying?
No, come on, let's keep it 100.
Okay,
Let's keep it 100.
I didn't know how to cook.
Exactly. Let's keep it 100. I was the better cook at the time.
You were the better cook. I feel like we're kind of even now.
Well, I don't really cook anymore.
Exactly.
Besides, I'm making like an omelet in the morning while you sleep.
And your omelets are some creative things.
I do. I get creative with my omelets.
I'm like, oh my goodness.
I throw if anything is in that fridge, it's getting thrown in the omelet. I got that from my pops. He just throw anything in the omelet.
That's where you get it from?
Yeah, he made me a pepperoni bacon sausage omelet one day when I came home drunk when I was like 16. How old are you, pops? He knew.
You came home drunk at 16?
Yo, he knew.
I'm questioning the parenting skills in that house.
Hey, don't be questioning my pops, man. Me and Matt spent the night that night. We went to a party, and we were sauced. Tony had to pick us up. And he dropped us off like 2:00 in the morning. We were in the front room, drunk, talking loud. I know they heard us. And when we woke up,
16. Though.
My dad had 2 big omelets for me and Matt with just hella meat in it. And my dad's a vegetarian, so I don't know how he cooked all that stuff. Toast, orange juice, and like got us right back. It was like a hangover special. So shout out to Pops.
You know what? Those used to work, but now if I ever get hungover,
That's over.
It's over. Like I'm
not
moving for like a day. I'm on the couch.
Oh, I'm crying. Okay, so what else? Anything else that's changed? You do barbecue now.
Yeah.
You make some great chicken legs.
Well, we first started dating. Like again, I didn't live with you, so cleanliness. I'm like, this is your house, G. You clean. But then we moved in together. We kind of had to like divvy out.
But I didn't expect you to clean up my place though. Either.
Yeah, that's too. And I didn't expect to, but also it's like I didn't even. I'm like, I'm not gonna volunteer because not my place. But when we moved in, when I moved in, it was like, okay, so how we want to do this and stuff like that. And obviously, I prefer more of like the inside work. Mm-hmm. I do not like doing work outside of the house at all. I detest it. Not that I even like doing work on the inside, but it's just not tolerable.
Yeah, you in here with the air conditioning?
Yeah, my dog and stuff, I don't like people looking at me and crap. I don't like looking at people. I like being inside the house. Where I can look at people and they don't know. Lurker.
And then also, I mentioned to you last week, I was like, dang, babe, when the last time I cooked? Like, it's really been a while since I've had to cook. You normally, you wake up and you meal prep for 3-4 days. And you just did that for 2 times a week for a month straight. And then that was food for the month.
Yeah, then we moved, just ate nothing but fast food.
Yeah, that was rough.
Shows.
Okay, so are there any other roles that you think may shift, or you think we are good now? Is there any way I can get you to cut the grass?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely no way. I'm never cutting the grass, never pulling weeds. That's all you. Now when we put the baby in the oven.
Oh God.
That's gonna be interesting.
So, all right, next question. Okay, but let me ask you this. What is the issue with having traditional gender roles?
I don't think there's necessarily an issue with gender roles, like the actual roles. If you look at them, it's just like, if it's a 2-person relationship or household, how is that divvied out? Because if one person does majority of stuff and they work and they have other obligations, they're going to be tired. So I think the issue with gender roles is people communicating about them. I don't think it's necessarily the gender roles. And like when I say communication, I mean communication, I mean execution. And I also mean like what people, when they think about gender roles, how do they come to even know about it? So if you can't know about it from your parents, I had one parent. So I had a mom who did everything. Gender roles, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
You know?
It was just stuff you had to do.
Exactly. And then, I know we're going to get into this later, but I learned about some gender role stuff in college. Now that warped all of my shit. I had no idea what was going on. That's okay. So look, single mom, college, and then relationship stuff. You're the most serious, best, top number one relationship. I don't even count the others because there was some bums. Because I never had to do stuff for them, period. And I didn't want to. So, I think all that to say, it's a couple of, I think, ingredients that can make it problematic. But the actual gender roles and what they are just at the core and not what people feel about them, I don't think there's any problem with that.
Okay. I think they do need to be updated if if the woman, the wife, whoever, if she works, then obviously it's not back in the day where our grandparents, our grandmothers or their great grandmothers didn't work, and their role or their job was taking care of the house. So the man, he went to work, made the money. The wife took care of the kids, took care of maintaining the house. Gender roles. The man made the money, wife took care of the home. Makes sense. But now you have women that work as well and work long hours. So to say that her role should be the same, as in come home, cook, clean, take care of their kids, and while the man roles stay the same as well as they were back in the day, I think men do need to step up more if you're gonna have two job household. Where she can't cook all the time. You still have to cook sometimes. You do have to take care of the kids sometimes. You do have to, help out around the house or just take care of the house because you do live there as well.
Yeah, that's what. So to add on, that's why I'm saying like it's like having a communication about it, and then like making sure it's balanced and adjustable based on what that person does outside these roles.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, for most households that I see, besides that one house on the street, when I cut the grass, it was me and a whole bunch of men outside. Besides that one house that had a woman cutting the grass sometimes. Yeah, you was like, I could not be with him. I would.
I said, I don't care if he inside watching a baby. I will not cut the grass.
So those things are going to stay the same probably.
Maybe she wanted to do it.
Maybe she did.
So you know what? You keep your sunburned self inside. I'm gonna go outside and get sunburned.
One of my coworkers, I won't say their name, but they pretty much said that they don't cut the grass great, and their wife pretty much hate how they cut the grass.
What?
So now she cuts the grass because she wanted it done a certain way, and he doesn't do it that way.
Oh, now I gotta know who you talking about. Talk shit about
so now I was like, maybe I try that. Maybe I'll cut the grass like shit.
And I won't say nothing. I'm like, dang, Mike, the grass looks so good. Like, what you do?
So,
like, we renters. You think I care about this grass? You think I care? As long as I don't see a little seeds and shit on top, I'm good.
Okay, as long as we don't get a ticket from the city, you don't care?
Yeah, I don't care.
All right, whatever. And it's some things that women, from the most part that I've come across, do better than men. One thing that is cooking. Not all women, not all men, obviously, but
because I came into this relationship like I don't know how to make no type.
But
of
now
chicken.
You do.
My chicken game is like medium now.
Well, on the grill, you crazy on the grill.
Ooh.
You crazy on the grill.
I'm gonna
get
get chicken like when we done. Like, did I even have lunch?
So okay. So all right, no issue with gender roles. Okay, so you talked about what form your opinion on gender roles. You want to give a little bit more detail on that?
Yeah, so I mentioned earlier just about like parenting because I feel like that is one source of learning for gender roles in terms of what a child sees, if they have the ability to see, hear, touch, feel. That's one of the places they learn is like how they grow up. So I had my mom doing
Shout out to
everything.
Miss James.
Now I have my grandfather after my grandma passed. Rest in peace.
Shout out to Grandpa James.
He did stuff inside and outside the house. Like he cooked in the kitchen. So I saw, I was just seeing the man cook and fit stuff around the house. I'm like, okay. Didn't really see him clean much, but my aunt kind of handled that stuff. So gender to me, I'm like, okay, well, don't really know what that is. Have no concept. I didn't have the language to talk about it because, I mean, what 15-year-old talks about gender roles? I mean, maybe there's 15-year-olds nowadays, but back in my day, I love saying that.
Here you go.
We didn't say gender roles, you know? So in college, I took some African American studies courses, some women's studies courses, and they talked about it. And I'm just like, can't really relate to any of this, but given all these tests about women being oppressed, I know I sure don't want to be oppressed. And so graduating school and getting like years of being inundated by that and not really having any like real examples of like what that looked like. I'm like, man, I don't want to do none of this kitchen stuff. I don't want to do none of this cooking, none of this cleaning, none of this relationship stuff. Like, nah. So
you don't want to do no relationship stuff?
I don't want to do nothing. Funny. I just want to make money. And
that class was a terrible class then.
Yeah, college was super traumatic, bro. And the readings didn't help. It was just like, it's like, oh, okay, the only thing that actually gets me is these tests, and they don't get me. About letting these tests define me and my identity and what I thought about in terms of gender.
Okay.
So that was my main mindset going into the workplace, going into relationships, but more so, our relationship showed me that actually, you know what I do well? I can get into a nook and cranny and get that dust really well. I can cook breakfast really well. Always been good at breakfast.
You have been really good at breakfast.
You know, I'm definitely like more of a morning person than the evening person. Like, I can go to the store. I can make sure the lists are like good. I'm good at organization. Like, I have strengths. Maybe they will learn. You know, I naturally had them. I don't know. I don't really give a fuck. But I know what I'm good at and I know what I bring to this relationship. So in terms of that, it's like, okay, I had to reconcile and kind of like have my real experiences, not what I learned growing up, not what I learned at that crap ass school, but more so how I navigated life as myself. And so, okay, so this is what gender roles means to me, and this is what it means in our relationship. So any type of trauma I may have had, like I said, and like how I did with the text, I said, okay, throw it away. Compartmentalize it. I went to therapy. I got my healing. And I say everything's fine. So, do you want to expound on anything for you?
I will do quick queries about something you said. Because you said you didn't want to do any of the kitchen stuff.
I didn't.
Any of that cleaning stuff. So, you were ready to take on the more masculine role, I guess, from more so, it sounds like you wanted to be the person to work.
Yeah, I mean, I went to college and said, okay, next thing is to get a job. It's not like just go be a housewife.
If you came across a man that wanted to be a house husband, would that have been attractive to you?
I mean, it depends on the caliber of man, right? Because what I learned, in addition to graduating and then trying to find a job, I learned that I also wanted a relationship. So if you go back to our episode about our first date and dating, I was a fisher of niggas. So, given the caliber of that man, if he gave me a good proposition, if I felt like I could trust him and I had the proper therapy, I would be like, absolutely, sir, because I don't want to deal with these crap ass people at my job no more. Because it's stressful. I'm not able to do anything because I can't even function because the stress is eating me alive. Which is how I am to the place where I am today, where I'm literally rebuilding everything in terms of my career, quote unquote, from scratch.
So then the answer is no.
No, the answer is yes.
No, I asked you, because you said that you don't want to deal with the crap at people at work. You would have to deal with the crap at people at work if you had a house husband.
Oh, he wants to be a house husband?
Yeah.
Oh, I mistook the question. I thought if he wanted to make me a housewife.
No, if he wanted, if you were going to be the one to work.
No, I would not respect him. He better get on somewhere. I need somebody to take care of me and rub my feet. Not take care of the house. Not If I could cook breakfast better than you better get
But I'm saying the
I ain't
younger,
making enough money.
the younger you.
No, I ain't making enough money to carry a whole man. I couldn't even carry myself. I said these jobs ain't gonna last. I would have did the math and like,
So then you would have been working, he would have been working, and the house would have been just in chaos.
A hot ass mess.
All right.
Damn. I misread your question. I thought you was saying if someone came to me on something, do you want to be a housewife? I would have been like, hold on, let me think about it.
Sit you down?
Hold on, let me think about it, because this work shit is ghetto. And if I don't gotta do it, I don't want to.
All right, but okay, curious. Okay, I was just curious about that, because
if y'all want to be in that struggle, good for you. But me, I know what I need and what I don't need. I don't need that type of stress in my life.
What's for you is for you.
Hello.
All right, so, and for me, I think we talked about it in the Getting Older, Forever Young episode, and I talked about how, my mom is going through a lot of things, and luckily she's kind of, she's a lot better now, but she has my dad. So growing up, I did see gender roles, but I never thought about it until Thanksgiving, and I'll get to that in a second. But my dad always cut the grass early Saturday mornings. He did all the yard work. He changed the oils, anything on my mom's car, right? My mom caught a flat tire one time. She called us. I went out there. I changed it. My dad taught me how to change a tire. What else? Anything really wrong with the house, he was the one to fix it. My mom did all the cleaning and cooking. I don't remember seeing my dad clean, straighten up, maybe. Like, he may fluff a pillow here and there.
So
but
that's where you get it from. I mean, I'm just kidding. You know how to clean the house. I'm just messing with you.
But as far as, like, it was his turn to, like, he did dishes, though, because him being vegetarian, he cooked a lot of his own food. So he did clean up his own mess in that terms. But as far as, like, cleaning the bathroom and stuff like that, like, I never seen my dad do much of that. So that was what I grew up seeing. But my mom and dad both worked as well. My mom was had some weird hours, and so did he. As you also know, my mom was like 7 to 7. My dad was 2 to 10. So that left a lot of free time for me and Marcus. Had a house to ourselves, but we covered that in another episode.
Little rascals.
So, but I did see traditional gender roles growing up, and it wasn't until Thanksgiving of 2018 when you went back with me. Mm-hmm. And we were, you were sitting down with all the guys watching football.
I'm like,
and you were like, why is all the women in the kitchen? And I was like, what you mean? He was like, all like the men are just sitting down doing nothing.
Looking fat. I was kidding.
And all the women are in the hot kitchen cooking. I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, that's just how they do the cooking. And at the end, all the men, we pack up all the chairs and the tables and we clean up.
Yeah, I missed that part because I was a guest. So
yeah.
And they observing. That was a good meal, y'all. That was the best meal. Like, we may have to go back Thanksgiving just so I can eat with y'all.
Yeah, it was good.
If y'all have it.
But no, and they throw down in the kitchen, and that's what they do. And I never even thought about, oh wow, why is no men in there cooking and cleaning? Because you seen when we go in there, they be like, man, get out the kitchen. They tell us to get out the kitchen. Why are you in my kitchen? So that was what I saw growing up. So I never really even thought about it until then. Like, wow, okay, all the women are there, all the men are here, and like we have traditional roles. I have to. The men carry everything that's going to the cars.
I love that.
So it was. So very traditional. So, and that's why I am the gentleman that I am now.
Such a gentleman. You still get my car door. I be looking like whatever. And you be like, you just go get my car door. You carry my stuff. I barely have to carry anything. Like, when I have to carry something nowadays, I'm like, you can get this box?
It'd be the smallest, lightest box. You'd be like, Mike, you get this? Like, babe, you don't pick that box up and leave me alone. But that's what I saw, like, on the podcast that we were on with my cousin Kendra and Kurt. And I talked about my Uncle PJ and how he pretty much said, this is how, he taught us how to treat our woman cousins. Hey, you make sure you protect your woman cousins. And you make sure you open the door for them. You make sure you carry the stuff. If they're going to cook and everything, make sure you are doing your part. And that's what I kind of live by now. So whenever you do cook and clean, I'm caulking the floor. I'm doing whatever the case may be,
Things
building.
that I
Like,
would never do.
I was up to midnight, 1 o'clock last night, building things for
You
us.
built me some things for my kitchen, our kitchen, for our living room. Like, that's, I'm like, okay, well, I can unpack these boxes and organize whatever, because you literally built everything else. And I literally can go to sleep, wake up, and it's done.
Exactly. And you just need to wake up like, oh, I got a coat rack now.
Oh, I have a 3-tiered shelf with wheels in my kitchen. Our kitchen, excuse me.
No, you say your kitchen.
No, it's our
as
kitchen.
long as you handle everything in it, you do it.
I'm gonna
Call
put
it
some
what you want.
popcorn and handle it. You know how I do. I like to eat and work. It's the
So
problem.
yeah, so that is what I saw growing up, and I guess I am a little bit more comfortable with that. And ever since we kind of transitioned to that, we've been a more well-oiled machine, because now it's not much discussion. We know exactly. I take out the garbage when the garbage is there. You was like, hey babe, the garbage. Hey, you can take the garbage out now. I'm like, oh babe, you want to? You were leaving. You can take it as a joke, and you were like, You were like, I ain't taking that garbage.
Like, I don't touch garbage cans. Like, I'm just
So-
scared if I touch them on Friday.
But that's
Go
how
out of
we
town.
that's how we work best, and we have roles. We have defined roles, and it's easy. And when something is behind, it's not like, oh shit, was it my week? Is it your week? If the garbage is full and it's not outside, that's on me. It's nobody else. I can't look at nobody else. And it makes things easier. We don't have to communicate about that because it's already known. So, but it works for us. So, but obviously you changed. I grew up seeing that, and I was trying to conform to, more modern times.
Modern is
You
ghetto.
grew up more modern, and you are conforming to, I guess, a little bit more traditional. What changed your opinion, especially with you taking that class? Having being a womanist. Womanism, is it womanist?
I don't define by any of those things anymore.
Oh, well, you used to. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what changed your opinion on a lot of that? Because you were anti-relationship, anti-kitchen,
I was
anti-cook.
anti-kids.
Yeah, what happened?
I just had to learn a lot of stuff from college because it's just a lot of unrealistic knowledge
Okay.
that really just wasn't applicable to day-to-day life. Because you can't overanalyze everything. You just have to, live. So I got realistic about life, and I realized what I wanted. I wanted a relationship, and then the relationship, I said, okay, how do we make a working household for the both of us? And now we're to the point. So
Yeah, I think it naturally went into gender roles, because we never really said like, okay, let's try gender roles now. It was just like, okay, I don't want to do this, and this, and everything you didn't want to do were traditional man roles: the garbage, cutting the grass.
now sometimes when the toilet get nasty, I'm like, I can't. Like, if something's too nasty, I'm like, Mike, can you do this? It's just not to the point where I can maintain, because it needs a full overhaul. So for example, when we moved into this house, you did the carpet. You steamed the carpet. You vacuumed the carpet. You steamed the carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought I had to do that. Even clean this house, I thought I could handle it. I couldn't. It was just too much.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. And I told you, I'm overwhelmed. There's too much to do. So, I appreciate the times when you do step up and help me. Because I feel like the inside stuff is what you see more versus the outside stuff. The outside stuff is intensive, maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe once every 3 weeks with us.
Well, with this new landscape, the yard size, I can do it in 45 minutes versus
That's
that
beautiful.
last house. Outside 4 hours.
Yeah.
I don't miss that.
Yeah, and the house is for me. I go inside, so I wouldn't mind cleaning the house itself. But
Okay. All right.
I got a nice little schedule that I found, what to do on Monday, Sunday, what to do every day, stuff like that. Nice little infographic. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to check it out once I get some more time.
Okay, look at you. All right, perfect. So, I said this doesn't have to be a long episode. We just want to give our opinion on the situation. It's a hot topic in the news cycle. We don't cover news topics here, really, right? We may, if something's hot, we may talk about it, but it's always going to be about us and how we apply it, so that when we speak about it, we can actually have some knowledge and try to give some wisdom to other people. A lot of people say they like our insight, that we give, because it's through lived experience. It's not from a textbook like you were doing in college. It's not from a TV show that was written by somebody. It's like, hey, this is how we are living, what works best for us, and this is what works best for us. It may not work for y'all. If y'all have different roles, that's okay. We're not saying you should have gender roles or traditional roles, but have some type of role
structure,
structure, because then if not, people are getting their days mixed up. Have a calendar. I suggest that. Just everything. Just make sure the communication is always on point, because you don't want to be arguing about, oh, who turn is it to do the dishes? Like, just somebody do the dishes. So, anything you want to add before we get into the uncomfortable truths?
Nah, I'm just happy that we have like something established and something that works, and it's something that I think people can use as an example, and it's something that our kids will eventually see, and like what their friends will see if they ever come over and like have like a sleepover. And we're gonna be one of those healthy relationships and marriages that people look to like, wow, like how do you all make this work? And then y'all can listen back to this episode, because this is literally what sets the foundation. Like, we have the foundation. I feel like if I already had kids, this would be like so much more difficult, you know. But since we have the time to learn each other and to move from place to place and stumble through, it's like, all right, we got this foundation. It works. So that way, when like the next steps of our lives come, it's like, okay, now we know how to handle this because our foundation is already strong.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, what is your uncomfortable truth for this episode?
I would say that if anyone has any problems with anything that we said today, I would just urge you to look at where the source of your problem is coming from, and if that is informed by any trauma you may have had in your childhood. A lot of times people have emotional reactions to things because it's a trigger to them because they were traumatized in some way. So I'm going to say is just take a mirror, look at yourself. Because yes, me and Mike, we made these details of our relationship known. But if you go on and on about it, you're going to have to look at details of your life. So all I want to say is like, we all need some healing. We all need some therapy. And I see how gender roles can be a very contentious topic, but I felt like we talked about it in a very positive and realistic manner.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's all sunshines and rainbows doing dishes, but my kitchen clean. Our kitchen clean. I'm not saying, we skipping and eating snickerdoodles on the front porch, but the grass is cut. And what trauma? Ain't nothing but healing in this household. So that's what I got to say. Ashe.
So for me, I want to talk to the fellas. Whoever fellas are out there, I think we have a predominant woman audience, but I'm sure some fellas out there, maybe some fellas listening right now. This is for y'all. I want to talk to y'all because, especially the black men, right? We need to step up and become the men that we are supposed to be. I know a lot of us did not see maybe positive male figures, strong male figures in our life. But at the end of the day, it's on you. So if you want, to get with beautiful black woman, black queen, if you want to get with a black queen, right, you gotta be at a level where she can feel comfortable, with you, so that she can, kind of like with you, with Angela, how you wanted to be. Not say you wanted to be a man or masculine, but you didn't want to do really any of the traditional, feminine roles. You said you was gonna work, no kitchen stuff, no kid stuff, none of that.
I hate my job. Shit crazy.
But then you got with me, and I had a great job, and I was taking care of the house and I was doing everything, and you really didn't have to worry about a lot of that, and a lot of the anxiety and things that you had were none of that went away, but I was able to help you relieve it and not worry about certain things. And you kind of, it was just like very natural. When we say it was natural, we did not talk about it, nothing. And you just naturally start doing those certain things, and you actually found enjoyment in it. But if I wasn't on my game, and if I wasn't taking care of business, I don't think you ever would have got there, because you always would have been worried about what's next, what are we doing next, who's in control here, what's going on, like which way are we going? We're going up, down, left, right, and since a lot of those things were taken care of, you were like, all right, well, I'm gonna go fold these tiles, I guess, so everything else is good. So let's talk to the fellas. Just any men out there. I know we got a diverse audience, so I do want to say shout out to everybody. But just men, step up. Step into that role that you need to be in, that you naturally fall into, and you'll see a difference in your relationship.
I can't wait to talk about our money episode.
Hey.
Whenever we finish our exercises and stuff for Get Good with Money by the Budgetnista, because this conversation aligns very much with how we even go about finances now. So
exactly. Okay, you have anything else for the people?
I don't know if I like run the world. You can probably tell in the YouTube videos. It's just
I love it.
Mike loves it. So stay tuned for our next show recap. Our latest one is on YouTube.
All right, babe. Let's get out of here.
But before we go, always remember, it's better to be woke by the uncomfortable truth than rot to sleep with a bed of lies. Talk to you all next week.